Well, hello. So, thank you for tuning in. Hope you stay just to hear what I have to say. I've actually been on a bit of a journey the past, let's just say most of this year. But anyway, I pulled back from social media. Just wasn't a space that I wanted to be in, and I had, I guess, changes moving through my own little personal spiritual journey, following the guidance that had been coming in. I've been being guided to embark on a bigger journey with my business. And so I guess I've jumped back in because this channel I am changing up a little bit. I'm creating this as a space. The message is still the same, but I'm creating this space as the conscious living and dying wellness community. This is just the online component of it. The actual community will be a face-to-face community, but this has actually all unfolded whilst I've been on my journey to further increase and expand myself, my consciousness, my work, and I'm so grateful that I have followed my intuition, my guidance to create what I've been led to, what I've been led to create. So all of this year, I ended up relocating from Queensland to South Australia. It was a big decision at moments there because it was actually, I surrendered to this guidance to do this. That guidance had been coming in for a while, well before I made my decision. The decision wasn't easy because I was not trusting my intuition, which is a lesson in itself. And anyway, long story short, with constant nudges and encouragement that I couldn't deny anymore, I followed my heart. I followed many different reasons that led me to make the decision, and I moved to Adelaide. When I finally agreed and listened to my guidance, well, then things just went full speed ahead. Can't believe the synchronicities that took place to get me to here and literally purchase the home that I envisaged. I had two kind of visions, trying to be realistic, knowing what it's like to look for homes to live in. And with those two visions, one of them came forward. So when I saw it, there has a little bit extra work outside for me to do, but I'm okay with that. And that will get done, but it won't actually impact what I am commencing with all of my work early in 2026. So what have I been creating? The same concept still remains. This channel was always about creating a space of education and awareness surrounding death, dying, grief, and spirituality. And then with that, all of my work, I guess so this was just kind of like an educational platform. But that, I guess, vision has changed because I want to turn it into the conscious living and dying wellness community, but it still will be on social media, just a educational platform where I will put up lots of different videos associated to death, dying, grief, and spirituality. Even just this journey that I've been on, my goodness, I'd love to share the amount of stuff that has taken place. On that journey, there's so much that I just, keep personal. But I want to start sharing more and more about the spiritual journey because it's phenomenal for one. And when we start trusting in this journey and surrendering to the guidance, magical things can happen. And I'm so excited to be here. Never thought, even still when I was relocating, I wasn't still 100% sure I'd made the right decision. I made a sound decision, but going through pros and cons and risks and so forth. And I just trusted my heart. I literally handed it over. And I'm so glad that I did. Oh my God, unbelievably so. I've never felt this immense love and joy and happiness and peace that I am experiencing on a daily basis. But that's because part and parcel of my spiritual connection and journey that has taken me on a leveling up, so to speak. So anyway, this is just kind of a hello, I'm back. I am bringing forth, I'm restructuring this kind of this page. So it won't be too different. Again, it's about education around death, dying, and grief and spirituality, that journey. If you want to embark on that, you will be able to through a membership platform that I will eventually get up and running as well. And then just all of my work. So my work that I'd like to share with what I'm doing is I'm an end-of-life consultant, and that includes a lot of services that I provide without trying to rattle them all off the top of my head. I probably could have had some notes handy, but it's literally supporting people through the death and dying process, supporting people who are grieving at the end of that process when their loved one passes. It includes all of the services of advocacy. I've done that for donkeys in mental health space. So I'm very good at connecting people to services and so forth, to get the healthcare needs that everyone needs, especially for the ones with either a life-limiting or ending illness. Sometimes that might be long-term, say a year, or it could be as fast as anything less than 3 months. In this home, my vision always was that I was creating a retreat space. The original vision that I thought I was creating is different to what I am now bringing forth. And so it's a hospice. Predominantly all of my work will be in community, and in community supporting people within their own homes, because that's where they feel safe, that's where their community is, that's where their family is. But sometimes it's not always possible. As I'm seeing more and more, many souls either die alone in their own home and no one knows that they have passed. People die in hospitals, in hallways without loved ones around them, without any support. People just generally can die alone. And in that space, when you are moving through that transition, it can be a fearful space. And so I'm opening my home to people that may not have somewhere to go and feel supported and loved, because that's in my heart. I can't help that. Is to love people to death, and literally the phrase is the saying, and that might sound harsh, but it's true. And take away the fear that people experience associated with dying, and that generally will be accomplished through their own needs and wishes. But I know if they are willing to embark on a spiritual journey, I've created a program now this year, all of this time that I haven't really been online doing stuff. I've created 2 rites of passage journeys for people, a rite of passage when dying and a rite of passage when we are grieving and bereaved, because that's my journey. And so it's a very sacred journey that I embark upon with people in both of those aspects or spaces. And so it's really exciting because I've had this vision, and I've been working in this space. I've been working in hospice for the past year, for other people, supporting other organisations, and I just have within my heart my way of doing things, which is deeply compassionate and caring and loving. And the thing is, because I've been able, my life has enabled me, taught me for this experience, prepared me for this experience to be able to lead people through adversity, and through adversity to be able to triumph over, through divine wisdom, any of those experiences. So it doesn't have to be just loss and grief, death and dying, because grief and loss comes in many forms. And so I guess my people, my tribe that I know I am supporting are carers and families and their loved ones that probably have a short time to live facing mortality. And so with all of this, it's literally a conscious living and dying wellness community. There's huge parts to that, which I'd love to get into, because it includes lifestyle medicine, which is something else that I've been creating as an option outside of VAD. VAD is voluntary assisted dying for those that have a terminal illness and who are wishing to choose to no longer be here and make that process a little bit quicker. 9 times out of 10, it's because, what they're moving through is often extremely painful, but it shouldn't be, because we can get management for that. And I'm holistic in my approaches, so I'm creating, literally as we speak, a lifestyle medicine, plant medicine, that will assist people as an alternative in that space. And there's many reasons for that, and I'd love to get into it, but I think I will hold off on that. But it is to do with why we are here as souls, and as a soul, my belief is that all of our life experiences have teaching moments to, and they're opportunities where we have our biggest growth, because I had my biggest growth through the death of my son 8 years ago. Massive learning through that experience to change who I was. And changing who I was doesn't mean that I was a bad person. It means that you have higher perspective and value on life, and the way that we live life, and we no longer, okay, I'm just going to refrain from what I was going to say, where we are not controlled by the ego, limiting self, and we take away the I and we become the we, whereas our focus, our purpose and passion in life is focusing on community at large and lessening suffering through shared experience. And that's who I am. And so I'm here to say hello, welcome back to me, to this space. And you may or may not be interested in this space. That's already part of this channel, and that's okay. And you have and that's okay. You can choose to leave, but it will be changing up just a little, just probably the introduction to the channel, and then everything, the information that will start to come forward. Hopefully, if I can do this on a weekly basis, that would be amazing. Would be information being delivered around death, around dying, grief, and spirituality. So that's the other part of my journey, is I take people on transformation journeys around spiritual and renewal transformation journeys of self, which is walking a path of soul mastery. That's my original program that started as the Signature Mentorship program, and it was designed and created for those who are bereaved, which is still the same, but I've created a identical program in the sense that is for those, a rite of passage for those who are dying. So it's for the bereaved, and one is for those who are dying, who are going on that wish to go on a spiritual journey. I'm not here telling people how to do the spiritual journey, but I do plant a lot of seeds, and a lot of my lived experience and a lot of my experiences. I've created a whole program that includes nature, includes pranic energy healing, it includes navigating grief and loss. What else is in that program? There's the pranic energy healing, the nature, mindfulness connection, the grief part of it, the spiritual part of it. It's a really in-depth program for 7 months. I've reduced it. On my website it says 8 months because I kind of allowed for a month integration, because what I know, when anyone is traversing through loss, it can be really taxing when we're navigating all the emotions associated with that experience, even with death and dying. That one I haven't run yet. Yes, I don't see it being too hard. It's fairly similar. The spiritual journey, because at the end of the day, it's really what spirituality means for you. So I am just leading you, but there's a lot to understand about the ego self, how our thoughts, our words, our actions impact ourselves, people around us, and then the community at large. So it's all of that mindfulness, intentionality, self-awareness, what else? Holistic therapies, and I can't say it, sustainability. How we live in this world with a conscious, through conscious living, and the conscious dying part is helping people to die consciously, without fear, and so forth. So here I am. Coming back into this space to start to bring in more educational awareness around all of these topics. I'm so excited to get everything up and running. So you'll start to see me, if not here, on my Facebook and Instagram pages, posting a little bit more and creating awareness. But at the end of the day, I'm a grassroots chick, and I am here to get into community, face to face with my community, that I am now a part of in southern Adelaide, the Fleurieu Peninsula, which feels like I'm in heaven on earth. I really do feel that. And so I'm so overjoyed. This is just, I've often seen and wished there was, this whole kind of wow. This is just wow. I thought Queensland was pretty special, but no, this has got no. Anyway, I am overjoyed to be back. I am excited to share some of my spiritual journeys in small little videos, especially what happened this week, regarding my little visitation with the Galactic Federation of Light. That was pretty special. And that was just literally, I guess, showing me and confirming the plant medicine vibrational essences that I am to bring forth. And that was something I've tried starting 2 years ago, but it just hasn't come to fruition. But and that's okay, because I know now why. There was so much more information and understanding around my work, especially with VAD. I actually had to educate myself as to what my values and beliefs were around that, in that space, and how I was going to support people without being biased, as in what do I do when a client wants to go down that path, because I'm not for it. And that's because of my spiritual learnings over these past 8 years, as to why I'm not for that. But I do believe if we're doing it to minimize our pain and discomfort through dying, then I believe we can do it in there's alternative ways as well. And I'm sure there will be people that want that conscious dying experience. And so that is my role as a conscious dying guide, to lead people down that path, along with funeral support, ceremonies, how we can actually take people through living wake ceremonies, taking like where people can actually create a legacy whilst they're still alive with their family and loved ones, and create a lasting, beautiful memory. Then there's that experience of the funeral and going through those ceremonies. We can do things so differently. Oh my gosh, like water cremations. There's all types of cremations. It's this sustainable, green, conscious way of doing things. Man, we so lost our ways on this human journey. And so I'm just part of many that are highlighting that this is all of this. There's so much, so much that is available to us. And death and dying don't have to be fearful. It's a sacred rite of passage, just like birth is. And I'm here to help build awareness, educate, and encourage, empower, and give choice and control to people. To think outside the box so that we can do things differently and more sacred, honouring space to celebrate life. So I'm so excited. I'm back and hopefully can start. I've still got a few things that I want to set up here with my business, or particularly the hospice part. My healing and counselling rooms are ready to go. So it's all now about me getting on the ground in community. I've already been meeting people. I've already done last weekend a community engagement event, speaking to people about how to use our divine wisdom and triumph over tragedy. I've been creating my networks already, and that's already happening. So it is happening, and much more to come in 2026. So I'm just cruising through to the end of this year. Early New Year, and in that time I'll probably really develop this space more. So I hope you stay around. If not, then it's okay. And as I start to welcome in the new tribe, so wishing you all well to finish off this year and welcome in the new year, and hope to communicate and engage you in some more videos. Anyway, namaste. Thank you for listening.